p.m. on May the 8th, we have the regular Commissioners Court meeting of Atascosa County. We're going to call to order. The first item we're going to have is to be a prayer and pledge of allegiance. Commissioner Bowen.
Let's pray. Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for the blessings. Father, we thank you for our law enforcement. I know they're here this morning receiving an award and just proclamation. But Father, we just lift them up with the challenges that we have in our world and the things that are going on. We just thank you for their support. Thank you for their safety and protection for all of us in the county here and just everywhere we go, Father. We just ask you to bless them and their families, and we lift all these things up in Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next item we have is public comments. Is there any public comments this morning? Does anybody have any public comments for the Commissioners Court this morning? Okay, we'll move right along to number 4, Lucy Casanes, the CCST, discuss or take appropriate action concerning reading and approving a proclamation declaring May 2023 as Community Action Month in Atascosa County. Good morning. Do you want to speak on anything this morning?
She told me short, which I agree with.
I agree.
Community Council has been in the, silently helping those in our community since 1965. This is Community Action Month. I'm sure you're all familiar with this. We assist people in paying their electric and water bills, along with many other things, and we're just happy to be here this morning for the proclamation.
Perfect. Yes, sir. If you mind, I'll read the proclamation, then we'll have a picture with y'all. Is that fair
That'd be
enough?
wonderful.
Whereas the Community Council of South Central Texas Incorporated was established as a community action agency on May 2023, and whereas the service area encompasses the South Central and South Texas counties of Atascosa, Bandera, Bee, Brewster, Crane, Comal, Culberson, Dimmitt, Edwards, Frio, Gillespie, Guadalupe, Hudspeth, Jeff Davis, Carnes, Kerr, Kendall, Kinney, LaSalle, Live Oak, Maverick, McMullen, Medina, Pecos, Presidio, Real, Terrell, Uvalde, Valverde, Wilson, and Zavala, which is half of Texas. Whereas the community action has made essential contributions to individuals and families across the nation by creating economic opportunities and strengthening communities, and whereas community action is a robust state and local force connecting people to life-changing services and creating pathways to prosper in 99% of all American counties. And whereas community action builds and promotes economic stability as an essential aspect of enabling and enhancing stronger communities and stable homes. And whereas community action promotes community-wide solutions to challenges throughout our cities, suburbs, and rural areas. And whereas community action delivers innovative sources and services, supports greater communities and opportunities, families, children to succeed. And whereas community action insists on community participation and involvement, ensuring that all sectors of the community have a voice and will be heard. And whereas community action is celebrating 58 years of innovation, impact, and providing proven results for Americans. Now therefore be it resolved that I, Weldon P. Cood of the Atascosa County Commissioners Court, do hereby proclaim May 2023 as Community Action Month in recognition of hard work and dedication of all Atascosa County community action agencies. In testimony whereof I hereunto set my hand and seal caused affixed to the Great Seal of Atascosa County on the 8th day of May 2023.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Y'all want to come forward? We'll get a picture for y'all. I'm learning the hard way. Item number 5, Sheriff's Salary. Discuss or take appropriate action to recognize county law enforcement and proclaim next week National Law Enforcement Week in Atascosa County. Sheriff, you have anything you want to add? No, sir. Go right ahead. All right. So here we go again. Proclamation of May 14th through May 20th, National Law Enforcement Week. Whereas in 1962, President Kennedy proclaimed May 15th as National Peace Officers Memorial Day and the calendar week in which May 15th falls as National Law Enforcement Week. And whereas the members of the law enforcement agencies of Atascosa County play an important role in safeguarding the rights and freedoms of the citizens of our community, and whereas it is important that all citizens know and understand the problems, duties, and responsibilities of their law enforcement agencies, and the members of our departments recognize their duties to serve the people by safeguarding life and property, protecting them against violence to disorder, and protecting the innocent against deception and the weak against oppression and intimidation. And whereas our sheriffs and constables' offices have grown to be modernized and with professional law enforcement agencies which consistently provide vital public services. Therefore, I, Judge Weldon P. Cood of Atascosa County Commissioners Court, encourage our citizens to join in commemorating law enforcement officers, past and present, who by their faithful and loyal devotion to our communities have and continue to protect the well-being of our citizens. Now therefore be it resolved, I, Weldon P. Cood, Atascosa County Judge, do proclaim May 14th through May 20th National Law Enforcement Week.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Okay, guys, y'all want picture 2?
Y'all get behind over there.
I'm gonna get over here.
Some of y'all can get up there on the bench.
Everybody ready? Which one?
Behind the tall guy. Yeah, I think we need you to move a little bit because you're kind of blocking off the folks behind you. Maybe have him come towards the end. Do you want to maybe move towards the end of it? Just so we can get everybody's face. Now you can come back that way, sir. Yeah. That work better, right?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Okay, everybody here on 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me get another one on 3. 1, 2, 3.
All right, man. All right, guys, y'all behave. Okay, the next item we have is number 6. Mr. Randy Schultz, discuss or take appropriate action concerning illegal tire dump at 3315 Verdi Road. Mr. Schultz? Good morning.
And we're back again.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Okay, my name is Randy Schultz. My address is 3057 Verdi Road, Pleasanton. I'm here in regards to the illegal and unlawful tire dump at 3315 Verdi Road. Never forget, this tire dump was allowed to happen. I request that County Commissioner, Fire Marshal, and Atascosa County Sheriff Department enforce Texas Administrative Law, Section 328.59, storage of used tires. This site remains out of compliance with Texas law. There was also an open pit that automotive fluids were dumped into. If Texas law would have been enforced, the problem would have been stopped right there. Texas law was not enforced by the County Commissioner, Fire Marshal, Atascosa County Sheriff Department, thus leading to the catastrophe of a dangerous mountain of over 50,000 used tires that caught fire on 2021. Currently, there's an illegal storage of approximately 5,000 used tires, and this site remains out of compliance with Texas law and still poses a target for arson. Since 2019, every county commissioner, fire marshal, sheriff staff are in direct violation of the oath to uphold and enforce Texas law. There are other Texas administrative laws and health safety codes being totally ignored. This is outright lawlessness. With the recent rains and trapped water in the illegally dumped and stored tires, the mosquito population is exploding. It's more than exploded now. This disease carried by mosquitoes should be left for third world muck holes, not in my neighborhood. The public health hazard is beyond comprehension. I have no confidence in county officials taking the right and legal actions that are required to initiate a cleanup of this travesty. It's as if county officials don't know the difference between right and wrong. Local government and government in general needs to be very careful with their resources and also more creative in the way problems are solved. If law would have been followed, laws, rules, and codes that have been adopted for the state of Texas were not followed. No law enforcement officials have the authority to decide what laws will and will not be upheld. I feel my tax dollars have been spent unwisely, and I am due a refund due to a multi-year problem that's still not being cleaned up. County officials allowed this mess from the start. County officials are responsible for the cleanup. Mr. Gillespie shoulders a large part of the responsibility for permitting such an illegal and unlawful tire dump and associated automotive fluids. An event such as this must never be allowed to happen again. All of this mess could have been avoided. This is more than an embarrassing blunder. This mess is overt negligence, caused by a total lack of morals and integrity. The endangering of my life and my family's, as well as our property, are not a negotiable aspect, and transparency and accountability should be mandated in this case. Mr. Gillespie, you cannot be trusted as evidence by allowing a burning mountain of tires in a residentially zoned area. You do not belong in any position of authority. You have violated your oath to enforce Texas state law and must be removed from office immediately. The political institutions that are supposed to be protecting our county and state did nothing and are responsible for the quagmire we are currently in. I have no trust in county officials due to lack of any accountability and consequences for their failure to do the duty for the positions that they have been seated. There is no doubt in my mind that if this illegal tire dump were to have been located near any commissioner's property, that's all of y'all, a way would have been found to shut it down immediately. The double standards and hypocrisy are astounding. Since y'all would not want this mess in your neighborhood, why do you think I would want it in my neighborhood? I contend that county officials were negligent, incompetent, and lawless in disregarding enforcement of Texas laws that Atascosa County officials have known about for more than 4 years. Ignoring state law continues. This is still no end in sight of the removal of this third world toxic dump that I pay taxes to support. My water well will continue to supply degraded water as long as the illegal tire dump is allowed to remain by county commissioners. In summation, I demand that this commission take action to clean up this illegal and environmental hazard immediately. 4 years is too long to wait. Okay, guys. bothered me when he started popping off last time about there was nothing wrong with my well. Please, somebody on this board, and I know you can do it, Judge, how stainless can turn to this. How a fitting this size can be totally eroded. Here's number two. Number three, this is what I've had to go to, and I hope this works. Now, there is something definitely wrong with my water, and sir, if the water testing is not looking for a specific item, it's not going to appear on that list. Here's one.
Mr. Schultz, you have one more minute, please.
Okay. Here's two, here's three. Get it together, guys. This is crazy. This is absolutely nuts. If it was y'all's well, y'all would have found a way to fix it. Have a good one.
I believe we have a meeting scheduled for next week.
Sir?
You and I have a meeting scheduled for next week?
Yes, sir. I made the appointment.
I remember, yes, sir. I don't know the exact time, but I know we have a schedule.
2 o'clock on the 15th.
Right, and we'll discuss a few things, and I hope to have some more answers for you at that point.
All righty, great. Y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Number 7, Laura Pavelic, discuss or take appropriate action concerning approving publication of April 2023 Treasurer's Report order in the newspaper and Atascosa website. Good morning.
Good morning. I just request the approval for publication in the newspaper and on our website of my treasurer's report for the month of April.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis. Second. Seconded by Commissioner Riley. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Number 8, Judge Brindell is not going to be able to make it this morning. I told him I'd present it for him. And this is basically an amended start date. Discuss or take appropriate action concerning amended personnel. New employee Gina May, Atascosa County Court at Law official, court reporter, pay rate $101,214.70, which equals to $48.66 an hour. Salary budget area 012-474-403. Drug test physical completed, and the amended start date would be May 12th.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Number 9, Becky James. Ms. James, we're going to take your second and third person first, and then we'll discuss the other. New employee Stephanie Esparza, position attorney, senior felony assistant public defender, pay rate $92,000 a year. Salary budget area 012-488-403. Drug test physical pending. Start date May 15th, 2023. Ms. James.
Yes, this would be a new employee starting at a senior felony assistant public defender level. It's the salary is within our budget, and Ms. Esparza comes with about 20 years of experience.
So move.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Next thing, new employee Austin Lowe, attorney, assistant public defender, pay rate $70,000 per year. Salary budget area 012-488-403. Physical and drug test are pending. Start date May 30th, 2023. Ms. James.
Yes, this would be another new employee. He'd be starting at the misdemeanor level and earning our base salary of $70,000 per year.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Riley. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. We'll go back to the top item. Discuss or take appropriate action concerning personnel. Existing employee Stephanie Brown, position attorney, assistant chief public defender, pay rate $106,500 per year. Salary budget area 012-488-403. Physical and drug test not applicable. Start date May 15th, 2023. Ms. James.
Yes, we would like to move Stephanie Brown, who is currently in the senior felony position, up to the assistant chief position. The assistant chief position has been in our budget from the beginning, and I advertised that position at the salary of $106,500. So I'd like to promote her up to that position and with that salary of $106,500.
Yes, ma'am. And I understand your situation, and I'm going to voice my opinion on this. I am not in favor of the salary. It may be a budget line item in their budget, but this is higher than anybody makes in this county. And I don't think it's right that we pay assistant public defenders more than the county people make in our own area. I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's fair, and that's my opinion.
Understood. I just have to kind of abide by what I put out there.
I respect
put
where
out
you're
that
coming
that
from,
was the
and
salary for the position, so I do have to offer her
ma'am.
that salary.
I'm gonna give you my opinion. My opinion is this ought to be worked on before it comes back to court. But I'm not gonna hold it up if the court decides it,
Okay.
but I'm against it. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion to, with the exceptions of bringing it back after it's been reviewed, and I would like to be on a committee of the people who are reviewing it, if that's okay.
Okay, what's the motion, though?
To accept, well, you gotta have a motion, to accept the pay raise, but after it's been reviewed, basically bring it back.
Just table it till we come back.
Table it
another
until
time
we
to
come
look at
back.
it.
Table it at the time.
Okay. So your motion's to table it to the next meeting?
Correct.
And we have time to review it?
But I wanna have a group that can sit down with you and we discuss it.
Okay.
Can we have
That's fine.
2 commissioners on it?
Sure.
Okay.
You and who?
I'll be glad to.
Okay,
Commissioner
Commissioner
Bowen.
Bowen and Commissioner Gillespie will be on the committee to discuss it with you. And who else do you want on the committee? Anybody?
Can't be none of y'all, so.
No? Do you want anybody else?
Ms. Burrow? Ms. Burrow?
Okay, so Ms. Burra and you two, okay. Motion made to table and create a committee to just look at this salary, come back at the next regular meeting. Is there a second?
Second.
Second made by Commissioner Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Ms. James. Number 10, Sharon Riggins, discuss or take appropriate action concerning personnel. New employee Ricardo Raul Fuentes, position juvenile supervision officer, pay rate tier 3, $43,250 annually. Salary budget area 039-400-562. Physical and drug tests are pending. Start date May 15th. Ms. Riggins.
Yes, sir. Pardon me, because I don't know what the heck I'm doing here. But Mr. Fuentes applied with us. We need male officers. So he did apply with us. He interviewed very well, and he did pass his TCIC and his DFPS, which is Department of Family and Protective Services, background checks. So he's good to go, except for the physical. And I always wait for that until commissioners approve, simply because I'm not going to make them spend money they're not going to get back. So,
Is there a motion?
Move to.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Riley. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Next item, new employee Javier Antonio Ibanez, position juvenile supervision officer 1, pay rate tier 2, $45,250 annually. Salary budget area 039-400-562. Drug test, physical are pending. Start date May 15, 2023. Ms. Riggins.
okay. We're going to bring Mr. Ibanez back. He used to work for us. He was a very good officer, and he resigned due to personal reasons. And he is now requested to come back to work for us. That's why he's coming back as a tier 2. He's already, knows everything. He's going to have to go back through the training, but he will be a good officer.
Okay, is there a
Very
motion?
dependable.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Did he leave on good terms the first time, or?
Yes, he did. Yes, he
did?
resigned with notice, and it was for personal reasons. He had family issues that he had to correct,
Okay.
so he took care of it.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. New employee Jessica Anzaldua, is that
I have
correct?
no idea how to pronounce that.
Okay, that's how I'm
So
doing
we're
it.
done here. I don't know.
Position part-time control tech, $12 an hour. Salary budget area 039-400-562. Drug test physical are pending, May 15th, 2023. Ms. Riggins?
Yes, she applied for the part-time control tech. I think she wanted an officer, but we don't need female officers right now. So we did get her in as a part-time control tech for nights. So that will help out our officers to be on the floor instead of running control room all the time.
So move.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you. Thank
We
you.
appreciate everything you're doing over, Ms. Riggins. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Don't run off too far. Okay. Number 11, Sheriff Sauer, discuss and take appropriate action concerning personnel. New employee Patricia Diaz, Corrections Officer, Pay rate Tier 2, $44,217 annually with 171 fluctuating hours, 120-month uniform, $150 holiday pay, 90-day county probation, 1-year agency probation. Salary budget area 012-442-562. Physical drug test are pending. Start date May 15th, 2023. Sheriff?
Morning again, Judge, Commissioners. Hiring Ms. Diaz as a correction officer at the Tier 2 salary, and the benefits stated, our physical and drug test is no longer pending. Her start date was May 15th.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Riley. All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. New employee, Savannah Benavides, Corrections Officer, Tier 2, $44,217 annually, 171 fluctuating hours, $120 a month uniform allowance, $150 holiday pay, $90-day county probation, 1-year agency probation. Salary budget area 012-442-562. Drug test and physical are pending. Start date May 17, 2023. Sheriff?
Yes, sir, Your Honor. We're hiring Ms. Benavides as a correction officer at the Tier 2 salary and benefits stated in the agenda. Physical and drug test is no longer pending, and her start date is May 17th.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis. Second. Seconded by Commissioner Riley. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Number 12, Sheriff Sauer, discuss and take appropriate action concerning the presentation of first quarterly report of out-of-county inmate housing 2023. Sheriff?
For the first quarter of 2023, our inmate housing, 26,845 for January, 26,260 for February, and 36,590 for March, for a total of 89,695. You might notice that that is dropping, and it's dropping for several reasons. Shortage of correction officers, so we can't hold quite as many inmates as we'd like to. Some counties have pulled out. Hays County, we still are holding some for Hays County right now. But hopefully we'll be able to correct those matters in the coming months.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Item number 13, Sheriff Sauer, discuss and take appropriate action to approve payment under section 683.015F of the Texas Transportation Code of $600 to Sherry Rivers for property damage during law enforcement pursuit. Line item number 012-440-750. Sheriff?
Yes, this is another law enforcement pursuit damage from earlier this year. There were several fences were ran through on the property. Reviewed this request, and I've approved $600 to be paid to Ms. Rivers.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Next item B, discuss and take appropriate action to approve payment under section 683.015F of the Texas Transportation Code of $1,100 to Carol Roby for property damage during law enforcement pursuit. Line item 012-440-750. Sheriff?
Another law enforcement pursuit that we'd like to pay damages back from the Abandoned Motor Vehicle Fund. The Robys provided very detailed receipts and descriptions, and upon review, I'm approving $1,100.
Move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Any other further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Sheriff.
Thank you all.
Yes, sir. You look good in a tie. Number 14, Justin Vasquez, discuss and take appropriate action concerning ordering 8 Dell Latitude 5430 rugged laptops for EMS in the amount of $14,400 to be paid by ARP funds. Justin?
I've been working with CDW up to this point, ordering GTAC laptops, rugged laptops for vehicles, for the sheriff's office and for other agencies that need them. But GTAC delays are getting way too long. They usually have at least a 3-month lead time now before we can even ship them out. And the docking stations are even more so, like taking 4 to 6 months to ship out. So I talked to my representative at Dell, and she said that these could be shipped out mid-May, soon. So that's a better, so I'm just asking for approval on that for the ambulance.
So moved.
Second.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Riley. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Item B, discuss or take appropriate action concerning ordering 8 Havas DS Dell 422-3 docking stations for EMS, an amount of $83.99.92 from ARP funds. Justin?
So on Friday, we had a conversation with a judge and with EMS Director Courtney Greer about the docking stations, and because they won't probably be able to be even shipped by until September, Courtney agreed that because they have 2 people riding in the ambulance at all times, passenger can be looking at the tab or the laptop, and they won't need the docking station. Or we're going to test it out to see if they can use these without the docking stations, so that we don't have to pay if we decide that we don't need them. There's no reason to spend the money if we don't need to. That's just my recommendation.
But we're gonna order them.
Oh, we can actually, we can place the order.
We're gonna place the order, but we're not gonna pay for them until they're ready to show up. And then if we do need them, we'll take them at that point.
Yeah, if they
If
decide
not,
they
we
don't,
can cancel the order.
we can cancel the order, that's
Because
right.
it's September down the road before we can even
Right,
get them.
correct, sorry.
So I guess we need a motion to approve pending, possibly canceling the order if we need to, right?
If they don't need them, yes.
Move for approval
Is
as
that fair
judge.
enough, Ms. Burrow? Okay. Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Number 15, Justin Vasquez, discuss or take appropriate action choosing a new lease for copiers, service, and supplies. Both options are using DIR pricing. Mr. Vasquez.
So about 3 years ago, we were able to consolidate all of our copier leases with Toshiba into one lease, so that whenever the 3-year mark was up on that new lease, we could actually find competitive pricing and just make sure we're getting the best deal. You'll have the options in front of you as far as pricing for each one. Toshiba offers a 36-month lease. The Documentation's default is a 63-month lease with a 36-month refresh on their machines. So even though the lease goes on, the machines will still get replaced after 3 years. Currently, I pulled the figures of what we're currently paying for per month, and we're paying $7,942.82 per month. And either one of these options would save us $2,000 a month, and that's not including overages.
1,700.
Right. So the recommendation, Judge Leal emailed me and requested that the JP offices get color copiers, and he has the reasons. I give you all the email there to look over, as well as Booking is also requesting a color copier because they do scan and copy driver's licenses, and those should be in color when they are scanned and copied. So that's an extra $45 a month per machine. As far as Documentation's prices, I don't actually know what the upgrade would be with Toshiba.
Mr. Vasquez and I spent some time on this Friday and went over everything and looked at different ones. We agreed that the JP offices, and I think we agreed that the sheriff's office and one in the courthouse, right, would be color?
Yes.
So, and it would be in the auditor's office. So everybody could go into her office, making copies instead of coming into mine. So, yeah. So that's our plan for that. So we're still gonna save roughly $1,500 a month.
Correct.
That we can save instead of not spend, use it other places, but down the road if we need to. But I do agree with him. I do think we had some really good bids. We've had some decent opportunities to save some money on this deal, and I agree with his assessment.
We've had a long history with Toshiba, and they've supported us well. I have, after taking some polls from around the county, there have been issues where they had to keep coming out to service one machine or, here and there. Documentation let me know that they have, all their technicians are master certified. And when they come out, they have a checklist where they go through the whole machine to maintain it, to make sure that it's, you know, up to date with all its service. And, you know, they basically don't like follow-up calls. You know, they want to come out, fix it the first time, and make sure the machine's up and running so that there's not multiple follow-up calls. So personally, I'm leaning towards Documentation. I know that their technician is local, so he can, and I see their trucks driving around all the time. So I know that they're in the area a lot, and I've heard references from other agencies that have used them, and they're very happy with Documentation.
So I guess the motion's gonna be to go with, Documentation, with the $5,945 monthly, with the adjustments as we discussed.
To
right?
add the color copiers, yes.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Thank you, Mr. Vasquez.
Thank you.
Number 16, Commissioner Riley, discuss or take appropriate action concerning McCoy Water requesting a road bore permit at 105 Country Trail, Pleasanton for Ernest Torres. Commissioner?
Yes, sir. I went to this location and I moved for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Riley,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Number 17, Commissioner Pettis, discuss or take appropriate action concerning personnel. New employee, Carlos Cavazos, good guy. Precinct 3 road crew, pay rate $43,205.31, salary budget area 023-400-402. Physical and drug test completed, start date May 9th, 2023. Commissioner?
Thank you, Judge. Carlos Cavazos came in looking for a job, and we interviewed him and believe he'd be the right man for the job, so I'd like to move for approval.
Motion made by Commissioner Pettis,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Gillespie. Any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Tell him to say hello.
I will.
Number 18, Tracy Barrera, discuss or take appropriate action to certify the revenue awarded from TJJD for the new supplemental and emergency grant in the amount of $50,000 and create the revenue account of number 039-300-372 S&E grant revenue. Ms. Barrera.
Judge, Commissioners, this is the $50,000 grant that we are receiving for the one bed, and Judge can probably give you a little more information on that, that's held on the pre-side. So therefore, it would go in the Fund 039. Is it an area, Judge, or is it the district that the bed is for over there at detention center that we have to hold open? That's what this 50,000 is.
44 counties.
44 counties?
Yeah, I don't remember. Do you remember the name of it? The area?
There's 44 counties. I couldn't remember the
Yeah, it's
number.
44 counties.
It's first come, first served,
Central
first
Texas
come.
Juvenile Board.
There you go. Central Texas Juvenile Board. There's 44 counties. It's first come, first served.
And
It's
we
a,
receive payment, correct?
this is what this, yes, we've received the money. Now, we didn't have a line item because this came about after the budget was set. So therefore, that's why we have to certify the revenues and create a new line item to receipt them.
Make a motion to accept the $50,000 payment and the creation of the account number, revenue account number.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie.
Second.
Seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously.
Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Glad to have you back. Okay, next we're going to go into executive session. We're going to take a 5-minute break and then come back. It's at 9:40 this morning, and we'll recess for 5 minutes, then come back into executive session.
You got that piece of equipment that we need to.
No, I don't have to, I don't think, because there's.
It is 10:16, Monday, May 8th, and we're reconvened from executive session back to open session. And we're going to go to item number 21, discuss or take appropriate action concerning items discussed in executive session. Is there a motion?
Your Honor, I'd like to make a motion to the Juvenile Detention Center pre- and post-program for a stipend pay of $900 a month to Ms. Riggins for taking over the department while she's interim.
Is there a motion? There's a motion. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded made by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passed unanimously. You're doing a great job, and we really appreciate you. Keep up the good work. We'll stay on top of it. And if you have anything, we talk twice a day. Okay, number 22, Mr. Trent Rao to conduct public hearing on installing speed humps on Northfield, Parkfield, Bluefield, Crestfield, Stonefield, Ridgefield, East Ridgefield County roads located in Precinct 1, Atascosa County, Texas, per county authority to regulate speed on county roads as described in Transportation Code 251.151. Mr. Rao, we need to open a public hearing.
Yes, please.
Public hearing is now open on this matter. Is there any discussion? Is there anybody here for the public hearing on this matter? Last time, anybody to discuss this matter in open hearing? Okay, we will close the public hearing. And item B, discuss or take appropriate action installing speed humps on Northfield, Parkfield, Bluefield, Crestfield, Stonefield, Ridgefield, East Ridgefield, county roads located in Precinct 1, Atascosa County, Texas, for the county's authority to regulate speed on county road as described in Transportation Code 251.151. Mr. Rao.
We published notice in the paper, and for the public hearing, that's what we're required to do. Next meeting, we will have the speed limits that were posted also for notice for the next hearing.
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie,
Second.
seconded by Commissioner Bowen. Is there any further discussion? All those in favor? Motion passes unanimously. Number 23, myself and Auditor Barrera discuss, review, and take action to accept and approve invoices and payroll. I believe they're all here and everything ready?
So moved.
Motion made by Commissioner Gillespie, seconded by Commissioner Pettis. Is there any further discussion? All in favor? Motion passed unanimously. Item number 24, myself and Auditor Barrera discuss, review, and take action on reports submitted. I'm sorry? None this month, right? None this meeting? Okay, so nothing there. Item number 25, comments from the Commissioners Court. No action be taken. Does anybody have?
I would like to say, I've been working on replacement of windows in the courthouse, and I've got just a little bit of some specifications and documentation and stuff that I'm still looking at, but it's moving along really good, so here before too long, kind of be looking for something to come to the court to make a decision on what we need to do with that, so.
And we could pay for that out of ARPA funds, correct? Okay, correct. Commissioner Bowen, you have anything?
No, I'm good.
Any more tires just lately?
No, tires, I thought Mark had something doing that. But anyway, it slowed down, and I've talked to the sheriff, and also we've had some people keeping an eye out, so it slowed down. So we had about 200 in a month, all truck tires, but after that, they all have stopped, so we'll see.
Commissioner Pettis, you have anything? Commissioner Riley?
Well, there's one item I've been discussing, I've been going to text out with, the Corn Bridge out of Corn. It's had a lot of the posts are rotten on the guardrails, and there's some decay in the bottom of it. It doesn't look like the TxDOT's gonna take responsibility for it, it's gonna be ours.
So, can I intervene?
Sure.
All right, get with me. There's a grant that is available, and we can either split it 4 ways per precinct, or we can do one lump sum, but it's for that right there. The grant's been already rewarded. We just need to figure out where we want to spend our monies. So you may have that covered.
Okay, good. That's one thing I've been working on that, and I was thinking TxDOT was responsible because they do an inspection every year. I have the report of their inspections on those bridges and low water crossing. So they don't take responsibility for is repair or fixing, no.
Sheriff, you have something to add?
Yes, I just wanted to remind the board that the local sheriff's office is this Wednesday, 10 a.m. Pass the word around. Anybody has any extra money on file?
So on that, I have an employee who's interested in something over there, payment. He's asking if it's cash, credit card, what do you need?
No credit cards.
Okay,
Cash or check.
okay.
Free tacos in the morning?
Sheriff Williams used to say all those cream puffs?
Cream puffs, yeah.
Cream puffs. Anybody else have anything to add? Any department heads or elected officials, anybody?
I just want to ask one thing. We had discussed earlier, I think Mr. Gillespie brought it up, at the board. Was it you, Lori, about removing those walls in those two rooms? And do I have to bring that to Commissioner's Court, the next court, to request that? I'd like to get them removed. I don't know if we have funds, I don't know what the funds are. I can get Tracy on that.
Why don't you get with him whenever y'all can get together and figure it out? I don't think, there's no action to be taken on that.
Can you utilize those rooms? Because I'm trying to save at least 2 beds for Atascosa and one's in emergency detention. So that's 3 beds down right there.
Right, I agree.
So I'd like to, and we're almost, we got 2 beds left. If we discount those 3, we've only got 2 left.
Okay,
So I'd like to get those
we can do that.
able to be used.
Okay. Do y'all have anything? Nothing? Ms. Barrera? Okay, couple things. We're gonna start a budget session next month, so be thinking through everything. Make sure, I have an eraser, let y'all know if you have a big fat pencil, I got a big fat eraser, so we'll look at it real hard, figure it out. So just be prepared that we got that coming up. There's some good news. The values, if y'all haven't heard, are up in the county, but the best news of all is approximately $146 million of new value, not increased value, new value, which is very good for us. And our sales tax is up, so we do have a little bit of breathing room on some stuff, but doesn't mean the erasure doesn't work. Also, I hear the beer is cold in Lubbock, and I'll be there tomorrow evening, and I've got 3 days of class up there for probate school. And the last thing is guys, and especially Sheriff, we need to be prepared for Title 42 going away and the open border situation. Talking to Judge Schuster last week, that train situation they had over there with 150 migrants, he said, he told me point blank, that's one big issue. We got 300 or 400 a day coming through here. It's amazing. He said, he thinks the Godaway numbers are skewed to he thinks they're way more than what people are letting on. And I'm just concerned that we're going to have a situation. There's been several judges that have made phone calls, and we're talking about different things. I would like to see if we could get a coalition of the judges together, and maybe even the commissioners step up. And the counties, the state is doing what I think they can, but hopefully the counties can take action and support our border neighbors. They need it in the worst way. Guys, this is really bad. So if y'all have any suggestions, please get with me, and I'll bring it up to the other judges in Lubbock that I run into and let it know from there. If there's nothing else, we're adjourned.